action in the skies last night, especially above the United States. This was spotted by David Spoon above Mayflower, Arkansas. Here's video footage, 12/21 of 2024, when something was spotted above multiple states entering the atmosphere, leaving behind a fiery debris trail. This was a video sent in by David out of Mayflower, Arkansas. And the story goes, this is a Chinese satellite re-entering the atmosphere. This was spotted above multiple states: Mississippi, Tennessee, Kentucky, Arkansas, Missouri. This footage here you're looking at came out of Arkansas. You can see this was a very large debris field, almost appearing to be very low to the ground at one point. Here's when it was at its peak, and you can see the bright gold and orange streaks through the sky that were impossible to miss if you were outside and just happened to be looking up. And I also have more video footage out of Tennessee, Mount Pleasant, Tennessee. Video footage here by Carrie that has narration. Video taken at 10:15 last night.
What is that? That is seriously something burning up into the atmosphere. Holy shit.
And you can tell by the sound of her voice when she first saw that she was kind of startled. I mean, this thing was very bright, appeared to be quite large at the beginning, and now you can see it's breaking up into many smaller pieces. But at first it looked like a huge fireball entering the atmosphere. I thought maybe it had something to do with the drones when I first started looking at the video footage, because the drones have been dominating the skies here recently from coast to coast across the country, even down into Australia. But here's the official story. Chinese satellite burns up over Louisiana, visible across the region. And there was a video out of Tennessee, Mississippi, Arkansas, Louisiana, Alabama, and quite possibly Missouri. This occurred last night, once again around 10:15 p.m. I've also got some more drone footage. I'm assuming this is drone footage, guys. I don't know, but it's just too weird not to share. Here we go. This video was just sent in. I got this less than 24 hours ago, but the video's from December 19th at around 8 p.m. sent in by Josh out of Lebanon, Tennessee. And I'm assuming this is a security camera that he has on his house. Watch what happens right here. I mean, this is super weird. This just keeps getting more bizarre by the day. Watch what this thing does. Are you serious right now? That thing just stopped on a dime in the sky, made a 90-degree left-hand turn, and then made a 90-degree right-hand turn. What? I mean, that's impossible, but it did it. I mean, this is getting wild. Stopped on a dime mid-flight. So he got to tracking it again right here, and there's the object, whatever it may have been. It wasn't an airplane. Don't believe it was a helicopter. I don't think helicopters can make maneuvers like that, what we just saw. I'm going to go back to the beginning of the video. In fact, we're going to step it forward because the object doesn't do it again the remainder of the video. He followed it for about a minute, and then it disappeared out of the field of view. You can see it going behind some trees. And going back to the beginning of the video, I'm going to zoom in, and we're going to take a close look at what this thing did in the sky. Check it out. Stops, makes a left-hand turn, and then makes a right-hand turn. How does a flying machine do that in mid-flight? Like you put on the brakes. Those things don't have brakes like that. Are you serious right now? Here it is again in a different format. I was just trying to see if there were any recognizable features on this thing, and there weren't. There were two points of light, and this thing had the ability to stop on a dime right there, mid-flight, make a hard left-hand turn, and then right there it made a hard right-hand turn. 90-degree turns, mid-flight. Unbelievable. I mean, this stuff is getting more bizarre with each passing day. And speaking of bizarre, we're going to start off in Ohio. How do you explain this? I'll leave this up to you guys. We're going to take a look at the video. It has narration, and then we're going to come back and analyze what we're looking at here. Video out of Ohio.
That's crazy. Like a big old circle. Crazy.
This video was taken by Tanika out of Euclid, Ohio, and you can clearly, very easily see what compelled her to start recording the sky. This big perfect circle, nearly perfect circle in the sky. But look at what's next to the circle over here. These unnatural looking straight lines that form what looks like a grid, maybe a louver over there off to the left. She keeps saying that's crazy. It is crazy looking. There's nothing random about that at all. How did that get there? And I have not only one, but two. I have another one from Fort Collins, Colorado. This one was spotted above Ohio. Again, notice the unusual straight lines over there to the left. They look equally as odd as the giant circle in the sky. What created that circle in the sky? She was out in a parking lot getting ready to get in her car, stopped what she was doing, and started filming the sky. And here's the other video that I was talking about. Yet another big circle in the sky. This one here just happened to be orange. Marjorie Lawrence out of Fort Collins, Colorado. Check it out. Looks like a big circle in the sky. 12/20 of 2024, 4:42 p.m. Same day, another circle in the sky. This is a different format highlighting the circle. In fact, that one there turned out pretty good right there. See the circle? About the same size as the one that was spotted above Ohio by Tanika. Look at that thing. What is going on? And you have to ask yourself, what made the circle and why? Definitely didn't look random. Terrence Fields out of Richmond, Virginia. He couldn't help but notice the colorful clouds in the vicinity of the sun, but there was something else below the clouds. There were three what looked like roll clouds below the sun, and I couldn't help but notice yet another circle in the sky. He was focusing on the orange cloud near the sun, or in the vicinity of the sun. Check this out right here. Yet another perfect circle in one of those tubular clouds below the sun. Right there it is. How did that get there? And for what purpose? I mean, it doesn't look random. Even though it's appearing in a random cloud in the sky, I'm zooming in on this. That's why it's doing that. Look at that. Isn't that weird? Here it is in a different format that really pulled forward the circle. Yet another bizarre circle. Now, this one here is much smaller than the first two that we saw. But nevertheless, it's clearly a perfect circle amongst these clouds that really don't look random. They look like tubular clouds in the sky. Makes you wonder how they got there. They just looked out of place, like these. They don't look natural. Mike Naquin out of Central Arkansas couldn't help but notice the overwhelming presence of what looked like a massive grid in the sky. Didn't look natural. Look at this thing. I mean, seriously, get a load of this sky. Looks totally unnatural. What an incredible series of photos. He sent me 3 photos of the sky from Central Arkansas. These are obviously modified formats of the original. What an incredible sky above Central Arkansas. Going from what looked like a giant grid in the sky to a giant pyramid in the sky. Check this out. El Chi, not sure of the location, couldn't help but notice the big triangle in the sky looked nearly perfect and looked out of place, like the big grid in the sky above Central Arkansas. And going from massive triangles in the sky to massive trails in the sky. Patty Smith out of Salina, Kansas, looked up and couldn't help but notice not only one, but there were 2 of these giant trails in the sky above Kansas. There's the first one. There was a big gap, and then a secondary one in the sky. Not quite sure if that was left there by an airplane. Maybe that's some sort of a huge contrail in the sky, or if something else entered the atmosphere, leaving behind that big trail. Daryl out of Bonham, Texas, couldn't help but notice what looked like a heart in the sky. He took this photo, shared it with me. I'm sharing it with you guys. Looked out of place. It was in the sky pretty much all by itself. And this one here is just for fun. That is very cool. Not something you see very often. Video number 8 of a series of videos that I put together for you guys of mysterious observations in the daytime sky. Ryan out of Columbus, Ohio, where Tanika saw the unusual sky. Here was yet another unusual sky above Ohio. Looked like something was setting in the sky, leaving behind this unusual formation that just doesn't look natural. Everything else around it looks natural, except that. What is going on in the skies? I mean, each day is a new adventure. Just go outside and look up. The skies will not disappoint. There is always something unusual going on, it seems like, especially here recently. Yet another unusual observation in the skies above Ohio. And coming over here to the homepage of the website, today's feature photo was sent in by David out of Arkansas of the fiery trail of debris that was spotted above Arkansas, Mississippi, and Louisiana last night. Checking in on the GOES X-ray flux over here at the Space Weather Prediction Center, have seen about 4 M-class solar flares, small M-class solar flares in the last 24 hours. Looking at the Schumann resonance, the last 12 hours, there's been a little bit of activity, but nothing major for about a week. Hopping over to the Yellowstone supervolcano caldera, looking at the seismographs that monitor the mighty supervolcano. A little bit of earthquake activity up here at Mammoth Vault. You can see the dark blue signatures on some of the seismographs around the caldera. That represents magma intrusion. A little bit, but not too much. So overall, pretty quiet at the supervolcano caldera. Thanks for the photos and videos, guys. Keep them coming. If you guys have any photos you'd like to share, you can send those to reports at MrMBB333.com. If you guys have any videos you'd like to share that are too large to attach to the email, come over here to the homepage of the website. Look for this red tab that says, have a large video. It's a Dropbox. Drag and drop your videos into the Dropbox. Please include your first name, date, and location, and I'll take it from there. Thanks for watching. Have a super day. And be safe out there.